What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of See It Through My Eyes. Here with a full house. I'm your host, Richie. Here with the black man.
Sup?
I love a studio audience. Here with the editor himself, Mr. Jesus.
Hello. Also, Agent G. It's an inside joke, guys.
Oh my god.
And my beautiful cousin, Miss Erika.
Sup?
I couldn't clap for her. And we're going to be reacting to a video from a different channel. Go check that out. We will be including the information in the description section of this video. We are going to be reacting to only parts of the video. So if you want to check out the entire video, the channel is called Charisma on Command. And the video is called Nice Guy, in parentheses, Habits That Make Women Lose Respect for You. So, like I said, we are only going to be reacting to few parts of the video. And to check out the entire video from the channel, Charisma on Command, go check them out. Go give them some love and check out the video. The video is going to be on the actor Alec Baldwin and his wife. And a little situation that happened while they were being interviewed. So, let's get started.
Oh my god, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not
He
talking.
mumbles, I'm sorry. She is no longer respecting his answer. Huge mistake.
Oh my god, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry.
Like now you're just doing
Another
that.
I'm sorry.
Why are you distracting me?
I'm just capping
Yeah,
by
you're
your
just,
TV.
yeah, you're just
God.
distracting me. Oh my god, stop. You're annoying me. Stop. This is why, yes, we'll have to like just cut him out of the show.
That kind of disrespect is the last thing you want to have happen to you. And what is crazy about this particular interview is that while the entire internet sort of dogpiled on Alec Baldwin's wife, they were saying they felt so bad for Alec. What they missed and what people miss in their life are the nice guy things that Alec did all leading up to this that basically guaranteed that she treated him with disrespect, lost attraction to him, didn't trust him, and I can imagine that this type of disdain and contempt might be fairly commonplace in their relationship. At the beginning of this interaction, things are pretty good between them, and you can watch the way that they interrupt each other is friendly.
Kids are trying to go to bed. This was an
That's
early.
where we're going.
He interrupts,
It was
gets back to her.
I had to like sneak out. It
I have to
was,
say,
Interrupts.
I go, mommy has to go to work. And they're like, oh, okay.
no, then the baby
She goes
wanted
back.
to come too.
There's no hard feelings here, though. Watch how that shifts in this next question, though, or listen for, rather, the tone that Alec takes when he talks about Hilaria's age here.
Here, were you?
Last one to open, how were you? How old were you? 6? You were 6 years old when the first Planet Hollywood opened.
So she's
was.
shut down. She's not feeling good. She smiles it off. In this moment, that is a tone of belittlement. That's a superior. How old were you?
How were you? How old were you? 6?
If you speak to someone with that tone, it's reasonable that they're going to feel like, why are you coming at me? This sets off everything that goes on after this. So right here, Alec interrupts. She then gives him 30, 40 seconds to talk. And quite frankly, he just fills up space. He says almost nothing. He drops some names. He repeats himself a couple times. And you can tell that while she's listening, she is no longer respecting his answer.
Long time. House of Blues, too. Danny Aykroyd and that crowd.
Okay.
And they were
done with
very,
it.
very famous restaurant music clubs, you know. Played a lot of music. And but now they went down. They closed. And
She's
they're
bothered.
reopening.
That's
And
a lip
Robert
lick.
Earl,
You're going to see a lot of
the original
these.
founder, the original guy that started it, is back here starting it again. So good for him.
And that's the History Channel.
So much right there. Let's slow this down.
That's the History Channel.
Obviously, that is a passive-aggressive dig. And that's the History Channel as a way of saying, that was boring, don't do that anymore. Look what Alec does as soon as she says that. This is the first huge problem.
And that's the History Channel.
He mumbles, I'm sorry. And by the way, if you can read lips, I'd love to know what he says after this, but the part that I can definitely read is, I'm sorry.
So does he say sorry to her?
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, I'm not going to pretend like I really understand what the interview is about.
He got scared or?
So basically, he says something that almost like talking down to his wife, and then she stood quiet. He's like going on about something, and then yeah, that's when she's like, so there's the History Channel, and then I guess he felt bad that he like said something earlier, and also interrupted her. So he says sorry, and yeah, that's where it starts just going down completely.
Because she felt ignored, I'm assuming.
No, there was so at the beginning there's a part where when she's talking, and then he says something like, "How old were you? 6?"
Yeah.
Almost like
Right,
like making fun of her.
Her immaturity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's still quiet after that, and then he starts going on about whatever this interview is about. I don't know what the interview is about.
Leave that in the comments, guys. Like, if you guys can find what maybe the context of this interview is, because maybe that might play a role in some of this too.
I believe it's a TV show, if I'm not mistaken, that they're promoting. I think, and maybe it was like that. The girl, the wife was comparing. I don't know, to be quite honest, because the video, the channel starts the interview. I mean, like a little bit into when she's already talking, so it's kind of there's not much context because it doesn't really matter like what the hell the topic is about. It's more of like the interaction.
What's going on within that interaction,
like between Alec and his wife.
So I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
How would you guys feel if someone was treating you the way Alec was treating her, like in that moment?
Well, that's why I also wanted to first get I might answer your question, Jesus, but I first wanted to ask you, Kika, like as a female, how would you feel like if you're sharing a story, whether it's, you know, a silly story or a serious story, and then your significant other comes and kind of like makes fun of you kind of like in public, basically?
Well, I wouldn't like that. If my significant other puts me down, I would definitely let him know that, or let him know afterwards.
Yeah.
But it also depends on like, what do I view as putting me down? You know what I mean?
Fair.
Because in this, from looking at the video of this Alec Baldwin, he looks like older than her.
Yeah.
Right? He looks older than her.
I
So
wonder what the age gap is.
Yeah.
so it's like, why would he try to put her down? If anything, he's older, so she should be putting him down. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just bad blood there, and they're already like,
It's coming out.
yeah, like you can just see there's tension in that interview. If you look at the video, like you can see like the way he looks at her when she was like, well, were you 6? You were like 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she looks at him like,
Why'd you say that?
Excuse me.
yeah, but like he knew like where to hit her, like where to trigger her, because it worked. Because honestly, if somebody would have told me, I would have been like, yeah, and you were like, what?
100.
Yeah, right. Like I would have thrown that back at him. And then it's funny because then she said, and that was the History Channel. Like she knew what to hit him back with, and then he was like, I'm sorry.
Because she called him old.
Yeah, you can say that, but he says, he mumbles, I'm sorry, like she's his mom or something. Like I don't get that. Like why is he that scared?
I think he realized that he went too far, and
Like I think it just came out rude.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe he didn't know he was being rude. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way that you take it. I guess you take it in, but the interviewer is interviewing both of them, so they shouldn't really be like, he interrupted me. You know what I mean? It's like it's like us. Like we're basically doing an interview between us, so it's not like we get mad if somebody else has an opinion and just starts talking, because it's all of us here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
like if I would have interrupted you, like, what do you really think? This is an interview.
Yeah, it would just be like, we're supposed to like feed off of each other. You know what I mean? And it's just, you can just tell there's bad blood there. And I would think we gotta like finish watching the whole video to kind of see where this is going and see what happens.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between joking around and then just kind of the way that, I don't know, maybe it's just their interaction that comes off as a standoffish like that. But yeah. And by the way, it's just FYI, he's 66 and she is 41. So there's a 15
there's a gal.
Her name is Hilaria Baldwin. Hilaria? I think that's how you pronounce her name. But let's continue.
Do not say sorry in order to make someone else stop being mad at you. Just because someone is bothered with you does not mean that it is appropriate for you to say sorry. You should say sorry when you feel that you've acted out of line with your own values, when you wish that you hadn't done something that you've done for your own internal reasons. But what nice guys do, they use the word sorry to try to get out of trouble when the other person is upset with them. If they think that that person is overreacting with their anger towards them, they will just say sorry to escape it.
So that right there sounds like my daughter. She always says sorry, but then she ends up doing it again and again, and it's just funny. I just wanted to comment that because
Now you throwing her under the bus like
it's just crazy though. Like,
Well, she's a child also.
I thought it was just me that I would notice that, but every time she does something bad, and I yell at her, it's like, why do you do it again though? You know what I mean? And she's just like, I'm sorry, mom. I'm sorry, mom. I'm like, yeah, but are you really? So that's kind of interesting hearing that.
So kind of like what the YouTuber, because his whole entire argument is like the nice guy basically, which is basically, that's why he put it in quotes, nice guy, because in reality it's like you're pretending to be the nice guy by apologizing, but in reality, like he said, you're just saying sorry because
to try to get out of it.
Yeah, like you don't want me, please don't be angry with me, I'm sorry. But in reality, you're not, because
you're kind of snaky.
Yeah. That's kind of sneaky.
And watch what happens here. Here, she is feeling like she doesn't trust him answering for her.
I mean, she, as a mother, is very good at keeping them on a routine. But
She's
so you feel that
open your mouth.
Kind of feel the
She
desire
wants to say something. She's not doing it. She doesn't trust him.
I have to say that I don't think you make it more silly than it is. I actually feel...
She disagrees. She's not happy with the way that he is handling this question, and honestly, she is now opposing him from what has happened before.
I actually feel... I feel...
Get that on the show?
No, we just cut all that part out.
Cut me out.
Cut you out.
The other part, the cutting out, this is not just about the show. This is more passive aggressive of like, I need to cut you out right now. Watch how this transpires.
No, I mean, I think that every day, because we like routine, and I think anybody who's a parent knows that like a routine is king, or in queen, routine is key. We'll just say king and queen at the same time. It's essential. It's essential.
So he says this is essential. Watch how long it is before this interruption. He's clearly not listening anymore. He is needing something back from her. We'll talk about exactly what that is.
I think that us trying to every day
for essential in Spanish.
Esencial. Okay.
Cuts her off.
Yeah.
Down.
Oh my God, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry.
Like now you're just doing that.
Another I'm sorry.
Why are you distracting me?
I'm just Captain.
You're just distracting me.
So real quick, can you give a little description of what you just saw right now of Alec?
Of what he did?
Yeah.
So by this time, she just continues answering the question that he asked. I forgot what he asked, but she interrupted him first, and because he was talking, and then she's like, well, we need to cut that part.
Yeah, take all that part.
Yeah, basically of what he responded. And then she continues on, and she's talking and talking, and then he looks like he's not listening to what she's saying, and out of nowhere he asks her, how do you say what's essential in Spanish? Because she mentions that word, and then she's like, esencial. So then he's like, didn't what, bring me down? Like he liked the way that she said it, I guess, and then she gets distracted.
And then he's like moving a lot. Like he is literally like, she's like staring at the person and the camera and everything. Meanwhile, he's like moving around, shifting, like just twitching around, walking around.
You know,
like he was kind of almost flirting with her.
But you know what? It's interesting that you bring that connection to like how you said like your kid when they do something wrong, be like, I'm sorry, and this and that.
Yeah, it's like
I'm seeing a lot of child behavior here from him, where it's just
and
like,
he's the oldest.
Yeah, he's trying he's distracting and just being like annoying for like no reason.
Like we can tell who wears the pants in that relationship. I don't know if they're still together, but
do you guys think that he was trying to be petty, but then he realized, oh, let me back up because I don't want to mess with her, because then I can't out petty her.
Probably.
Because that's what
I agree with what you said. He's trying to get back in those good graces. But see, the weird thing is his way of going about it is the direct opposite, because now he's just annoying her. a lot.
It kind of
Like he's ruining her interview.
Like he's coming out. I don't know who she is, to be quite frank. Somebody can put that in the comment section if she's famous or not. Obviously, I know him. I'm a pretty big fan of his acting. I feel maybe that too, kind of like he felt like like I have more star power than she does. So but
is he a director too?
I
Or just an
believe
actor?
so. Actor, I want to say he's also a director. I'm not too sure exactly, like outside of acting, what other roles, because there was that whole controversy. So I believe he is also a director. I'm not sure. Somebody could correct me if you know Alec Baldwin's entire yeah.
But I don't get, like, if he's doing this on purpose, why would he say sorry, like, afterwards? You know, like, he should already know how she's going to react and what's going to get her pissed.
But it goes right back to your first example with the child. Why do they say sorry knowing that it's going to prompt a reaction of what's going to happen?
Do you think maybe he's trying to get her attention?
A little bit.
Maybe he wanted to kind of like look good in front of the camera, and he was expecting her to basically just like stay quiet for the rest of the interview and him just continue on. Because if you look, like right after he made the first comment, he's the one talking for a while until she finally like says something.
Yeah.
I know a very old couple. They're in their 60s, and sometimes the male tends to do that, where he tries to be funny in public and like almost like make jokes at her expense, knowing how she is and that she's not that type. And then when he sees that she gets upset, he tends to kiss her ass. I'm not gonna shout out who it is, but they're related to me. And he tends to do that, and then after he does exactly that. Like he gets all nervous, he gets all and everything.
He does.
Yes, he does.
They know who to not mess with. They know.
But you would think that why the fuck would you? Why would you do it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe they get a little thrill out of it. Who knows?
Maybe like we're gonna have some angry sex after this, some makeup sex.
Oh, okay. Maybe not that.
I don't know,
or maybe that's just the way they are. Like
that is true, because it could be their dynamic. Yeah.
And then she's like,
that's toxic.
It's like when they say like they're changing the personality of the boyfriend or partner.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening.
Because she seems like she might be the one that takes things a little bit like too serious, and he seems like the complete opposite. And sometimes when those two personalities like clash,
And then keep in mind, like, as much as you try to ignore it, the age gap.
Yeah.
So while he's just looking at it just like, oh, it's this, and that, she's still young. She's gonna feel like this is an attack. And he might interpret that different, like, well, back in my day, but...
I didn't thought he was that old.
Yeah.
I do think that him making the little joke at her expense in the beginning is such a big detail that still, like, shows up later on in the interview. Because, like, as you guys said, like, why would I allow someone to make a joke at my expense? Especially in something that's so public.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a counter argument would be, because the channel mentions how there's a lot of people online criticizing her, like she's so mean and this and that. But there's a lot
the way
of
that he's acting, like.
But
sorry.
The counter argument I would have to a lot of guys who feel like, oh well, a woman talks to me like that, and they dismiss me, they emasculate me, demasculate.
Yeah,
sure. That's basically almost like what he did. Like, almost put her down. I don't think because she's a woman. I don't know their marriage. Like, but again, put yourself in a situation where you're out with your spouse, and you're supposed to be like, obviously they're presenting a project that they did together, and then here he comes for no reason, making a joke that just did not land. And it's funny how the interviewer didn't even pretend to laugh. Like, everybody just let him just drown.
That's probably the reason it hurt her more, because it's like she probably takes this very seriously. Like, like I said, I don't know where her footing is in like the business, but if it's like a fresh foot, to get like a crack like that would make it be like, oh, so you don't think I can make it out here?
But in his defense too, like maybe that's why he doesn't take it serious, because he's like
Established. He's established.
Yeah, he's very what's the word?
He's a household name.
Yeah, he's very seasoned.
I think that's why I want to say that. That's why a lot of people are on his side because he's famous.
You know how names work, guys.
And I think people are just taking.
Really know of him, though.
Yeah, that's a Boss Baby voice actor. Well, that's like at least of the recent ones. Thank you.
Essentially what Nice Guy is, it is a childhood manipulation strategy because you need mom's approval. You're frustrated with mom, so the way that you act out is covert and passive aggressive.
It's distracting me. No, but oh my God, stop.
To compliment someone when you've just bothered them with an insincere compliment. What are you doing? Why are you interrupting me? It's because you're so beautiful. No, it's not. It is obviously not because she's beautiful. Something else is going on in him. If you look at it in a very surface way, what the internet did, everyone then came and yelled at her. What the Nice Guy is very effective at doing through the duration of his life is if there's a room, there will often be conflict that erupts in the room that the Nice Guy is him, but the person who looks bad will not be that person. It will be someone else who has had it up to here with the manipulative, covert crap, and they'll go active in their aggression, and to someone who isn't attuned or doesn't know the details or the backstory, it's gonna look like that person just erupted.
Oh my God, stop. You're annoying me. Stop. It's not cute. No, he's distracting
The
me.
Nice Guy is so afraid to be perceived of as bad. They're focused primarily on looking good. Hence the compliments, hence everything. And the biggest thing that happens here, looks at the camera. We're gonna see a lot of this. Nice guys triangulate a third person into the relationship because they don't feel safe to stand up for themselves on their own. So they try to get a majority of people. And you're gonna see him do it multiple times. Looks at the camera, looks at the reporter like, oh, you know?
Walk out of this interview. Right?
I need the motherhood notes.
Then he wanders off.
No, okay, go back.
Okay, so she collects herself.
It's all about routine.
She's answering
It's all about
questions here.
routine, and
He's
every
just
day
lost.
he's
He hasn't
tried
gotten the
to be
approval he
boring, and
needs.
then, like,
He needs to go somewhere. He's dysregulated. Okay, so now another strategy. Similar. He's going to say how much he wants to come home. He needs to come home. He loves it. He loves his wife. He is needing that reflected approval. When you've bothered someone, going up and kissing their butt over and over and over again from an ungrounded place, especially in this Nice Guy scenario where you're going to attract someone who generally doesn't go for that, it's not going to work. It's not going to get him the approval that he wants. He is sharing, most likely, this anecdote to try to get back in her good graces, and you'll see him do this. He tries at the end of this. She's not having it.
Now, seriously, I have a home.
Loves home.
Home. I have a home.
Loves his home.
And when I'm not home, I want to go home. I just went to Florida for overnight for an event in Palm Beach.
She's got this lip lick. She's
I
like,
flew down there yesterday, came
not
back
having it.
today.
She's frustrated.
Even when I'm away from them for a day, and you believe me when I say
And then he looks at her.
this.
You believe me,
She loves
right?
when I go
Why
away.
would you have to say you believe me?
And you believe me when I say this.
It's because you're not speaking from your grounded self. You're not just saying what is true for you. He is trying to get her to believe him that he really wants to be home. It's this little kid survival strategy of needing your approval to survive. I mean, it comes out directly.
And
here.
you believe me when I say
believe
this.
me?
She loves when I go away.
She loves it.
Wow.
Wow. And then she won't do it. Another thing that nice guys tend to do is they put people on the spot in difficult situations where they are stuck between this choice of publicly being like, stop doing what you're doing. I don't like that, which was her choice. Or creating awkwardness. She's like, you like when I go away. You believe me. She loves when I go away. And the implication is you got to say, no, I want you to stay. I want you to stay. They seek that validation. And it is very annoying and frustrating to be around somebody who is getting validation, not by saying, hey, I'm feeling insecure. Could you help me? They're seeking it in these manipulative, controlling ways that put you between a rock and a social hard place where you look like a jerk if you don't say it. We're skipping ahead a little bit here. He's gonna make this joke twice. So he tried being complimentary, didn't work, and now he's gonna cycle back to passive aggressive. The resentment is building in him. This is one of the core traits of nice guys, is they are filled with resentment. And to the degree that you have this, I have definitely had this in my life. You will build resentment and frustration over time because this strategy doesn't work and it's emasculating.
Season 2? Do we know anything?
The Hilaria show.
No.
So the Hilaria show, like what is going to happen in season 2, implying that it's going to be all about her, and he'll make the same joke even more pointed later.
No, I think
No,
we're
it's not
gonna
going to be
see,
the Hilaria
it's-
show.
We're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great.
This
You're a
season-
winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
That is a direct passive-aggressive attack from him.
It's gonna
This
be great.
this
You're a
season-
winner.
You're a winner. Is he's so angry at her when he is saying that. She brings the aggressive, active aggression. She says, stop doing this. He's cowed. He looks down.
When I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll
The
have to
camera, and he does the thing where he triangulates a third party. If you find yourself having to triangulate a third party and you're going, she said that I was right and I told her what happened and she said that I was right, so I don't know why you're being upset with me, that's a sign that you're in a toxic relationship. A healthy relationship is one where two people trust one another enough to take responsibility when they've made a mistake. They could say, hey, I think you mistreated me there, and trust that the other person has the maturity to reflect and say, you're right, or, you know, I actually think that something was going on with you and you were projecting on me, or, you know, you don't have to use all the therapeutic language, but to say, to divvy up responsibility in a way that feels good for both people. If you don't trust your partner to do that, you're naturally going to try to seek majorities outside of the relationship to come and weigh in and overpower the other person, which is what that look at the camera is. He's looking to the cameraman, trying to rope other people in, and honestly, that is what happened here. The internet definitely got mad at her compared to him. He's pissed. He's saying, you don't let me be involved, but he's completely passive about it. Instead of saying, I wish you'd let me talk more, or like, you keep cutting me off, I don't appreciate that, you don't seem to value the things that I have to say, is not happening. And because he's not bringing this stuff actively, she is even disrespecting him more and more and more.
tell you from now on, unless it's history, don't take anything that this guy is going to say, because he just invents it on the spot. It's all like this.
That's how she
want to ask
feels
you
about
last.
him. She's telling other people don't take it, but she's saying, this is how I feel. I don't take anything that he says. He just invents it. I can't trust him. So now he's come back, and now we're back to the compliment.
Well, people read my wife's book and realize what like an unusually amazing woman she is.
So it starts off with a nice
my wife is
compliment.
probably one of the most special people. She is probably the most special person I've ever met in my life. Her qualities, which is so, the combinations like kind of mind blowing. Anyway.
And she doesn't receive it, and so he can't stick with it. There's no depth to that compliment. It may be true for him in other times, but be careful. If you find yourself in the middle of fights wanting to say things like, I love you, I appreciate you, or every time you bring up something that is challenging for the other person, something you'd like to have them change, you have to compliment sandwich it, that is a symptom of nice guy stuff. It means that you can't bring out a pure expression of something is bothering me without feeling that you have to buffer it. And usually that's because earlier in your life, you shared that something was hard with a primary caretaker and they emotionally stepped away from you. They made it your fault. They blamed you. They walked away. And so you're always on thin ice around people, which is why you don't bring conflict up clearly and actively and then allow that conflict to sit. Nice guys, while they can be very consistent with their resentment, they can only sit in it for a little bit at a time. They never get deep into the actual anger because they don't trust that the relationship can withstand that.
Okay, so anything you guys want to, all that we just saw?
They're in a toxic relationship.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that either, because it's weird for me to say that, oh, he needs to mature, especially at the age that he's at.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, maturing.
And I'm pretty sure that some people in life would be like, oh, he's old enough, you know, I'm sure he'll mature. But it's like, some people don't. Some people really don't grow out of what the main dude on the channel is describing. And it's the reason why it's like he doesn't trust her, and then over time she's not going to trust him because of how he acts. And it's like I just think that either he works on himself or the relationship ends.
I kind of feel like we're heading that second one a little bit more, because like a lot, like everything that he did, like the minute that she didn't give him the reaction that I guess he was looking for when he made whatever the comment was, it's so childish, like walking around, you know, anytime that she's talking, like he's walking around, he's moving around.
He tried to run away like 3 times, and then he ended up coming back.
Oh,
where was he gonna go?
He basically like walks like away, but he's still basically
close
there.
enough.
Yeah, and I feel like it's almost like a little kid walking away from his mom, like after, you know, she yelled at him, and then he's like side eyeing her, like, are you gonna follow me? I'm still here.
He was like looking around, like, where do I go? What do I do? Somebody else interview me, and nobody paid attention to him.
Not even the interviewer.
So then he just ends up coming back, or she ends up
she grabbed
getting
him.
his attention again. So it's like both of them are like toxic.
And this is the thing,
honestly.
Because he ended up walking away, she felt like she had to
bring him back.
Yeah, like bring him back and then make him comfortable.
And it kind of seemed like it worked. Like that was the reaction that he wanted, because he kind of like cheered up a little bit when she starts like caressing his face and, you know, playing with them. That's
kind of like a child.
That's not good when you're almost 70 years old.
But see, here's the thing though, because then it brings the question: how did they get together? Because it's no secret. When guys date, they date down age-wise, and then girls typically tend to date up for the sake of it. And so, again, it's kind of hitting the age gap here, because it's like, I know you say he needs to work on himself. This man's pushing 60. He's not doing that. He's not doing that.
He's pushing 70.
Like,
he's 66.
He's not doing that. He's literally stuck in his way. So then the question is, there will have to be something before this that was a clue. This is how he is. And she said yes.
And she might be a bitch behind the scenes. We don't know, but we're only seeing the part that, where he's acting just... Because it's also irresponsible. As somebody in a relationship, it's irresponsible when you know how the internet is, especially, a lot of these dudes that, oh my God, she's being a total bitch. Like...
Did he raise to defend her?
No. I doubt he did.
Oh, that's not good.
Because then you're just making yourself look good and making her look bad.
She's drowning.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that because you're going to break up with her, that's one thing. But I'm pretty sure you're still married to the lady, so... Because
probably ain't nobody else going to take it. And it's easy to, be in the celebrity world and you got, a young, young spouse.
Significant young for his age.
Yeah, he looks
that's a brag for them.
No, I'm saying, compared to us, she is a little bit older.
Yeah. She looks good, though.
No, yeah,
absolutely.
I thought she was... even her voice, somebody said that she sounded like a Valley girl. She was annoying. But she honestly...
she does.
She sounds much younger.
I still hold...
Younger than me.
I still hold that, honestly. I still hold it.
She has a high-pitched voice.
Yeah, but it's
it reminds me of a Valley girl, and that's why I find it annoying. I don't
find
her
Latina
annoying.
Valley girl.
I don't find her annoying. I just find the voice annoying.
She shouldn't be a VA.
Yeah, I'm sure she's a swell person.
She's beautiful, right? Alex said she's beautiful.
Well,
yeah,
but
what I wanted to say is that he doesn't look like he cares about the public or what they're gonna say. It looks like she cares more because she's getting mad at him, right? And then he's realizing okay, I'm fucking up. Excuse my language.
We'll have our editor edit that.
He's not gonna do that.
And then she's the one that kind of brings him back, and she's like, okay, never mind, we'll talk about this later. And and tries to act all nice again by grabbing his face, but he does not look like he cares.
Do you think it's the age and the experience though? Because obviously she's younger, and who knows how famous her star is compared to somebody like
Alec Baldwin.
He's used to. His family's fucking famous.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the hell his relationship to Justin Bieber's wife is, it's a pretty famous family. So I think he just knows, I don't care what these people on the internet says to a certain degree, because then we wouldn't be shifting around and acting like a little baby either. And I love Alec Baldwin, but we gotta call it out for what it is.
Well, we got what. Think about what happened with the incident with the movie thing. He cared about what the people on the internet were saying then.
Well, because it was directed towards him.
Well, yeah. But it's I feel if someone was if they relook at this and they put all of this into consideration, they might be like, yeah, yo, appreciate you, Baldwin, but it's almost like you're kind of trying to sabotage this girl. Like I said, I don't know where her footing is in the business, but compared to where his is, you could obviously make the assumption she's brand new. And in these situations, if that's the case, we need things to go right, because the business will just clip you. And so the very fact that it seems like he's kind of trying to it looks like it's kind of a sabotage. And this is supposed to be your wife
and business partner.
This doesn't hold up well. And then even like you said, that whole, she would reel him back in, oh, we'll deal with it later and stuff like that. Because he's testing the water. He's testing the water, and if it gets too far, then he's going to be like, oh, Blake, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't want to sleep on the couch by myself.
And then again, she's going to feel bad. and that's what she's gonna comfort him because she's like, oh, like,
she's an enabler.
she's enabling.
She's there you go.
She is enabling him.
She is pacifying him.
Yeah.
But there is a part where she does whatever joke he made or whatever he was trying to say, she just stone faced, like, just nope, no reaction. And he felt you can see that he feels awkward in those moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you're trying to, like, you're a stand-up comedian, you're telling jokes, and everybody's just staring at you like, what?
Mm-hmm. Are they still together?
I'm not too sure.
It probably ain't too. It's probably pending.
Comment down below and let us know.
Yeah. But anybody got else before we wrap up?
They're still, if they are still together, it's their decision. So yeah.
So that's it. Leave in the comment section. Let's keep it respectful, people. What you guys think of this video. Like I said, go check out the channel if you want to watch the entire original video. The channel is called Charisma on Command. The video is on nice guys in parentheses, and basically the channel talking about how nice guys, when you do something wrong but then you start just apologizing and acting like a child, yeah, that's the easiest way to get a woman to stop respecting you. So like I said, go check out that channel, check out that video, give them some love. And well, that's it from everybody here from See It Through My Eyes. I'm Richie, here with Ian, Erica, and Jesus. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care.